Welcome back. By now, I hope you've made the successful transition between the technician and the entrepreneur. This is absolutely vital and it's going to help you with a lot of clarity in your business. I want to encourage you to get outside of your business and build the business from the outside, ensuring that you focus on the market, lead generation and lead conversion, rather than the technicality that you bring to the party. Once you can generate leads, convert them into sales, the technical part is very important. The goal of this video is to teach you the technique I use with my clients to help them identify the right business idea. Now, whether you've got an existing business or you want to start a business, the idea is absolutely crucial. If you're sitting with the wrong idea, you might not last long in the industry, you might not be good at what you do, so you can't build a competitive advantage. There might not even be a need for the idea, and that could be the reason why some people struggle in business. The idea is wrong. So what we want to focus on is the sweet spot model, which I use, that takes 3 key components to help you pinpoint the right business idea for you and for your business. The 3 are as follows. Firstly, passion. Secondly, strengths and resources. And thirdly, an economic engine. So I'm going to quickly, briefly explain each one. The first one is passion. My question to you is, when you look at your business and when you look at your business idea, what makes you passionate about this? What gets you out in the morning to actually go and build this business? When the chips are down, what gets you out of bed? When there's no money in the bank account, what gets you out of bed to go back to the business and keep on building? It could be that the market makes you passionate. It could be that the industry makes you passionate, or the products and the services is something you're passionate about. Ultimately, that passion will lead to fuel and inspiration. If there's no fuel in the tank, you won't last long in the journey. And if you don't inspire employees because you're not passionate about what you're doing, they're not going to buy into the business. Right, the second key component is strengths and resources. It's very important for you as an entrepreneur to identify what you are technically good in. Now, obviously, we spoke about this. If you're a good electrician, you should start an electrical business. It makes a lot of sense. So take a look at your technical skills and start a business based on that. Also look at your talents and abilities, which will help you to identify what you need to do in your own business. And then identify what you're not good at so you can get somebody else to come and do that in your business. So then you can employ people and leverage from them to make sure that everything still gets done in the business. Right, the last part is then resources. Under your strengths and resources, you gotta ask yourself, what resources do I have at my disposal that I can use to leverage and build my business? And then the third component to a successful business idea is the economic engine. Now, the economic engine is the foundation to your strategy. And it consists of, firstly, your unique selling proposition, secondly, your value proposition, and thirdly, your competitive advantage. And when we think about the economic engine, the most important question is, does the market need what I'm selling? That is a key question. Am I selling a necessity or am I selling a luxury? If you're selling a necessity, you will never go out of business because people need your product or service. When you're selling a luxury and there's a tight economic climate or people lose their jobs or whatever the case is, I'm going to cut all the luxuries from my budget and I'm going to focus on only getting the necessities to keep me going. So the real question at the economic engine is, are you selling a need or are you selling a luxury? Very, very important. Now, if you're selling a luxury, it's not a train smash. You only need to ask yourself, how do I change this now into a need? So there you have it, guys. That is a sweet spot model. And just a quick story, I once did a consultation with a client that told me that he almost verbally had a logistics contract on paper. And he was super excited and he wanted me to coach him now to get this logistics company started because he obviously has the contract. So I said, sure, that sounds great. Let me just quickly take you through the sweet spot model. So he was obviously oblivious to what I was trying to do, but I was actually testing if this is the right idea for him. And then I said, what are you deeply passionate about? And my client said he's deeply passionate about finances and helping people plan their finances for the future. Then I said, well, that's great. You obviously have a passion for people. And then I said, secondly, what are you good in? Like, what are you technically sound in? And he said that he's actually very good with financials and financial planning. And I'm like, well, that's great. And then I asked him his third question, how are you currently making money? And he said he's a financial planner. And I said, well, don't you think you're already doing what you're supposed to do? And the client became quiet. I think it was 10 seconds of silence. And after that 10 seconds, he says, I see what you mean. And then I went on to explain. I said, due to your, rather I said, are you in any way passionate about logistics? And he said, not at all. Like, he's never done it. He's got no passion for the industry. And then I said, how long do you think you're going to last in this industry if you're not passionate about it, with all the issues and the problems coming in, if you obviously think about trucks breaking down, etc. The second thing I asked him is, have you ever driven a truck before? And he said no. And I said, well, how will you help your drivers when they come with technical issues when it comes to the truck? And then thirdly, I said, sure, you're going to make a lot of money with your contract, but is it really worth it? Because you're sitting with frustration every day and you don't know how to solve the problems. So guys, in a nutshell, that is how important it is to choose the right business idea, not only to make money and profit in your business, but also for peace of mind, which you can't put a price on. I will see you guys in the next video.